Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I think you should give a try on your Sony TV or any other Android TV so that you get the best out of it. First and foremost, assuming you're having a Sony TV like this and this is the remote setup, this is how the remote looks like. On this remote you don't have some major functions you'd love to have on an Android TV. For example, you don't have the YouTube shortcut. And I know that is the first shortcut that you normally press on when you power on a smart TV like this one. So assuming the TV is on and we have the home interface looking like this, you want to get access to the YouTube app. What you'll have to do is you'll have to navigate to where you have the YouTube app and then you click on it. But there's also a shortcut that you can use to drag this YouTube application so that you place it among the first one under the favorite applications. So how do you go about that? Just navigate to where you have the YouTube application first and then click on the OK button on the remote, the center one. Long press on it until you have this window popping up. Under here you have open, move and remove from favorites. Definitely we're interested in the move tab. So navigate to where you have the move and then click on OK. Once you click on OK, YouTube will be highlighted. So you only need to drag it, use the arrows button towards the left until it's under the first applications on the favorites tab. Now you have YouTube there, so the moment you turn on your TV, you just have to navigate by click on one button and then OK, and you're into YouTube. Second, you might want to have an application under favorites, some of your best applications that you normally click on most of the time. You want to place them under favorites so that you don't struggle getting them. So what do? Just navigate to where we have the plus icon right over here. And then from there, you'll be able to see all the other applications that are left. Come to the application that you want to add under favorites. For my case, I want to add the DSTV stream application. So I'll click on it. And then once it's there, I'll long press on it once again, long press on the OK button, and then click on move. And then I drag it. Let me just put it at the second application under the favorites. And we have our setup. Once you're done with that, still under the home screen, most of the times we have apps or maybe websites opening up here that maybe you don't want to interact with, or they appear like noise on your home screen. There's a way that you can be able to remove all these noise in quotes over here, all these suggestions that you have here, so that you put your recommended ones. You see here we have the TV tab, we have the Sony tab, Netflix tab. So you can customize what you see on your home screen by just scrolling downwards until where you have here customize the home screen, or just go to the setting tabs right on top here. Then under settings, come to where we have under system here. Then from system, you come to where we have the home screen. So this is the home screen. So under home screen, click on it, and then you have customized channels. You can enable video previews like the ones we are seeing, video previews from Netflix, from YouTube, or you can disable them by just clicking on the remote OK to disable. Under apps here, you can decide which apps you want to appear on the home screen under customized channels. So like the one we have here, play next, I can turn it off. We have browser here, you can turn the browser app off. Maybe Netflix, you can leave it because at least with Netflix, you'll get suggestion to the latest movies on Netflix. For Plex, it depends on your location. Maybe Plex will be important to you. If it's not important, just turn it off. Sony Select, we have Sony Select application like Prime and any other. We have VLC, so you can decide to turn this on or off. And then promotional channels like these ones, turn them off. Yeah, and then let me just turn off the one from TV too, because we won't need it as much. You can do away with VLC too. Then once you're done with that, now let's get back to our home screen. We see what we have on our home screen now. So if I click on the home screen on the remote, right here under home, yeah. So you see what we have on the home screen. We have Sony Select that we left. We have Netflix. So that is how the home screen is. You can toggle it to your preference. Now, Our fourth setting, secret setting that I think you should give it a try, that is usually so important, and maybe most of us ignore it until that point when it will hit you one day that you need to use it. It's the parental control. So for parental control, just once again, so go to settings, then under settings, navigate to where we have systems here. Under settings, system, then system, come to where we have parental controls. Parental controls right over here. So parental controls allow you to set restrictions on usage of channels, external inputs, applications, so that you can set a screen time restriction. So here we have all the settings that you can be able to change under parental controls. The first one is channel and external inputs. So here you can set your PIN as a parent, and then you restrict the channels that you want them to watch. Under here, you can use TV ratings if the children may be under 18 or under 16 or under 10. All those settings can be done over here. And then you have restriction for applications. Again, you can be able to restrict the application that you want them to use. Maybe if it's YouTube, Netflix, the application that you don't want maybe your children to use, you can add them here under restriction for applications. Screen time, once again, you can be able to set the screen time, the amount of time you want your TV to be on. Maybe if it's underused by children, you can decide to maybe set the time to be 1 hour, 3 hours, 2 hours. So it's usually so crucial, because you find yourself most of the time you don't spend time with the TV or with the children in the house. So you can be able to come here under this section and adjust the settings to your preference. What setting that I think you should give it a try and adjust, that is usually so crucial too, is if you go to settings tab, settings, then we have this one, privacy. Privacy. This is so important because it also affects your experience with the TV. If you're on applications like Netflix and applications like YouTube, the video suggestions that you get on the home tab of those specific applications depends on how you set your privacy section under here. So for privacy part, if you come here, we have location status. You can turn the location status on using Wi-Fi to estimate the location where you are. Remember, if you're in a location like maybe let's say Kenya now, the YouTube video suggestions that you'll get, most of them will be local content on YouTube. And then if you turn it off, now your TV won't be able to know your location. At least you'll be getting general suggestions, maybe from different continents, different countries, which I think is better than having the location on. Again, apart from location, you have usage and diagnostics. If you enable usage and diagnostics, right here, I'll put mine be off. If you enable it, the TV will be able to automatically send diagnostics and device app usage to Google. What this does is sometimes it interferes with how the TV performs, because when it's on, the TV will be working in the background to try and send data. Maybe you're having issues and even you're browsing statistics and the rest. It will be sending the data to Google so that they can be able to use those data to maybe improve on some of the features, but at the cost of interfering with how smooth your TV performs. So if you don't have issues with that, you can turn it off, or if you're like me, just turn it off. Then ads. If you're seeing so many ads on your TV, then come to ads section and disable it. For my case, we don't have ads and it's just okay. App permissions. Come here and check the app permissions. Some of the applications on your TV might be spying on you and maybe harvesting data from your TV and sending them online for their own usage. Now you see here under app permissions, we have body sensors, 0 of 0 apps allowed, calendar, 0 apps allowed, call log, 0 apps allowed, camera, none of the apps is allowed, 0 out of 4 allowed, location, 0 out of 4, microphone, we have 2 applications allowed. So you have to come here and check which application is allowed to use your microphone. And here you can see it's Google Play Store and YouTube, of which these ones are applicable because on YouTube, at times you can just be able to use the microphone on your remote to search instead of typing. In Google Play Store, you can also be able to use the microphone to search for an app instead of typing. So these are not bad applications to be able to give those access to the microphone. You have special access permissions, and you also have security restrictions. So for security restrictions, right here, security and restrictions, This is also important. If you are somebody who loves installing applications that are not on Google Play Store, you want to access applications from elsewhere, those applications that supports Android operating system. So come here to where you have security and restrictions, and then enable installation from unknown sources. So if you are downloading maybe from browser, you have to enable that. If you are using any other application that you're using, just come there and enable the application. So your device and personal data are more vulnerable to attack by apps from unknown sources. That is something you have to be aware of. If you're downloading from somewhere that you are well conversant with, then there's no issue. Just go ahead and enable installation from unknown sources. Another very important setting or crucial feature that I think you should give a try is under the power and saving option. So once again, get to the settings tab, and then under settings, navigate to where we have system. Then under system, we have power and energy right over here. This is a very crucial part, and it's a very sensitive part of these electronic gadgets, because nowadays power and electricity bills are quite high, so you have to very considerate under this part. So under power and energy, once you're there, you have power saving. You can be able to turn it off or on. For my case, it's off because I'm just doing some explanation, but in most of the time I normally like putting it under power saving. You put it low or high. I prefer putting it at moderate, that it's low. Remember, if you put it at, let's say, low, it will be able to, the TV power consumption will drop, and it's going to interfere with display quality and even the engine optimization of the TV. So that is a bit of a compromise, but in the long run, it will be quite helpful. And then we have still under power saving, you have idle, TV power off. Assuming maybe you're watching a TV and sleep carries you away, ensure that you have this setting on, so that assuming it's in the middle of the night, after 1 hour, it will be able to turn off automatically on its own, or maybe 2 hours, 4 hours, depending on your preference. But if you leave it on off, it means if you forgot to turn off the TV will just remain on itself, and it won't be that energy efficient. So it's recommendable to come over here and put your preference automatic turn off time, maybe to 2 hours, 4 hours, the one that you prefer. Under power and energy saving, definitely we have something called screensaver. If you don't want your TV to turn off, maybe when it's not in use, come here to where you have the screensaver, and then here under screensaver, there are a lot of things that you can toggle with or adjust. First and foremost, you have the screensaver. Select a background for screensaver, or maybe put sleep. When sleep is selected, turn off the display. So if I put sleep, it means when the TV is not in use, it will just go to sleep. The screen will turn off. If I put backdrop, it means it will just be taking some photos or like photo mounts, and they'll be displaying on the TV when it's on idle mode. Or you can decide to change the setting to colors so that it will be changing different colors, maybe red, green, black, to your preference. But I normally prefer the backdrop mode. Now, when to start? You can decide to put it maybe to start sleep mode maybe after 1 hour of inactivity, 30 minutes of inactivity, or 2 hours, and then turn off the display. After all that inactivity, it can turn off the display now on its own, maybe after 1 hour or 4 hours. This will depend on you, or you can put it to never so that it just keeps on running backdrop for screensaver. And when I click here, start now, you see right now we have a screensaver here, you have time there. So it means it's like a photo mount or just a frame. And these photos can change because they are photos that the TV gets online, Google Photos. Yeah, so you see right now we have another background. We have the temperature of the room right over here, or temperature of the environment. And then you have the time right over there. Another interesting setting that I think you should give a try is, you see on the remote right over here, we have two settings. We have this one for input source, and then we have this one for settings. This is the main one for main menu. Now, if I click the one for main menu right over there, you can see we have a quick settings appearing over here. The first one is brightness, light sensor, we have picture mode, we have sound settings, Bluetooth. This is just a quick menu, a access to the settings that you want to have instead of going to the main menu right over there. Now you see at the end here, we have an edit mode here. So you can click on here so that you edit what you want to appear on the quick menu. If maybe picture is important for you, then definitely you add it there. Auto picture mode, all these are important shortcuts that you'll want to use most of the time. You have home theater control, you can add it if you want. You have network control, Bluetooth, you can add those. Accessibility, not so important. Picture mode, you can turn the picture off. Sleep timer, you also have alarm. So it's up to you to decide on the one that you want to appear under the quick setting modes. Now apart from that, you have the input source, this one. So if you click on the input source, again you have a shortcut here to quick inputs that are available for your TV. So here we have HDMI, we have AirPlay, we have HDMI 3 that supports the ARC, we have video component, we have HDMI 1. Maybe for your case, you don't want to use this video component because it's a bit outdated at the moment. So what you come and do is come here under edit mode and add other inputs that you want. So for our case, we don't want this video component mode. Just click on it and then it will be unselected. Then just navigate here to any other application that you want to add. So here, I'll just add maybe Google Play because this one is important. So when I click on it like that, it's added. And then now I can close, just click on back. So it's closed. Now you see when I press on input, we have HDMI, we have AirPlay, and then Google Play is right over there. So it's quite easy to access Google Play Store just with the press of the remote. And finally, this is just a bonus one. Underneath the TV here, you normally have an LED button right over here. For our case, the Sony TV, you can see the LED button, the white one, it's blinking right over here. So here we are having a stable light. We have specific settings just designed to adjust how this LED illuminates. Now I'll go to settings, then once again under systems, navigate to where we have LED indicator right over here. So for LED indicator, you have illumination LED. So when I click on it, we have different options here. So you can use the demo mode, you can use auto brightness. So for demo mode, it lights up based on the state of the TV. That is demo mode. Auto brightness, the one that we selected at the moment, the brightness of the LED is automatically optimized according to the ambient light. Ambient light, that means that the brightness we are seeing right underneath here, the level of that brightness is determinant on the room brightness. So if maybe you're using the TV in a dark room, it will be less bright so as not to consume so much power. If you're using it in a bright environment like this one, it will be brighter so that you can be able to see the LED indicating, and you can be able to turn it to dark. If I click on dark, it will be a bit dim. You see, right now it's not as bright as it was. We have simple response. Simple response, it means now it goes off. But if I click on the remote, any button that I press on the remote, it responds with blinking. You see the blinks. If you're not that interested in that LED functions and the rest, you can turn it off with the last setting. You have turn it off. But this is not good because you want to know even if your remote is not functioning or if you're having an issue with the TV. So I prefer having either simple response or under auto brightness levels for the LED. That is it, guys. If you enjoyed that section, leave a like for this video and don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe as usual. See you next time on another interesting tips and tricks for your TVs. Bingo.